In today's video, I'm breaking down the perfect e-commerce DTC product page, showing you the exact structure you can implement for your brand to increase conversion rate, AOV, revenue per visitor, and overall profitability, coupled with a great offer. And the example I'm going to use is David Beckham-backed supplement brand IM8. They are a fairly new recent entry in the supplement space, but having all of that backing, all of the resources, they were able to build some great funnels, some great pages, coupled with a great offer that we're going to look at right now. Currently, they're sending most of their traffic to the product page you see in the middle here, which is for their Daily Ultimate Essential all-in-one supplement. They do have 3 different product pages. The second one is for their second offering, their second product, the Daily Ultimate Longevity Supplement. But they have a third product page, which is why I think they have a great offer in place here, which is for what they call the Beckham Stack, which is an offer they're running, which couples both of the product we've just seen, the all-in-one Essential and the Longevity Supplement, in one single set, in one single offering, with some free gifts added and some perks added to the offer. And so already before starting the product page breakdown, we can look at the great offer they have in place. So their Daily Ultimate Essential product is priced at 95 euros. The price per serving at 3.16 euros. They have the subscriptions active on this one, so they have a 20% discount on the subscription, 30 servings for one tub of the supplement, 30-day money-back guarantee. The most popular option is the subscription. They have the different formats actually for the essential supplement, the jar and the sachets. They are priced slightly different, but it's almost the same. 3.16 for jar, 3.50 for travel sachets, and then one time is priced at 119 euros, 3.96 euros per serving. So it's fairly similar. Obviously the subscription is more advantageous and that's why they're pushing for it, but you also get 30 servings with this one. And then their longevity supplement, the pricing is almost the same and the structure is almost the same. You save 16% this time on the subscription, not 20% like the essential. You still get 30 servings. It's priced at 91 euros, which is fairly similar to the price we have here for the essential supplement, and you still get almost the same price per serving, which is 3 euros, the 30-day money-back guarantee. As you can see, all of the benefits are always on the subscription, but we're going to look at that after when we actually do the breakdown for the product page. And then the one-time purchase, which is also priced at fairly the same pricing with 3.60 euros per serving and also 30 servings per tub. But then we have to look at the Beckham Stack here, because that's where they actually combine the two to create a great offer. So if you bought these 2 supplements by themselves, or if you added by themselves in the cart and you wanted to buy both of them but separated, you would spend 95 euros for the subscription on the Ultimate Essential and 91 euros on the Ultimate Longevity. So your pricing would be above 180 euros. But then they combine the two in the Beckham Stack, which is their bundle offering for both products. So you can bundle obviously the Essential Supplement and the Longevity Supplement, and the pricing for both with the subscription active with the 20% is 140 euros. And so the price per serving, or the price per day, is 4.66 euros. So if you count difference between this, the Beckham Stack where you get both of them, or just the pricing per serving on here, the essential supplement, it's 3.16 euros against 4.66. So just a 1.50 euro increase, but you get double the value on the offer. So instead of paying 180 plus euros at the end for both products, you pay 140 euros, you still get the great guarantees you have on the subscription here. What the one-time purchase is just slightly cheaper than buying both products separately by themselves. So again, price anchoring here and making the offer better. But even better, you get more products and more things and more gifts with this offer. Obviously, they have the badge for best value here. You get also a tumbler, which is the first thing you see in the product image here, which is not included with the other 2 products right there. You can only get it with the Beckham Stack if you want to kind of buy the whole thing for the brand. But there are more gifts we're going to look at after if you buy the Beckham Stack. So already here, before even looking at the structure, we can see that the offer in place is great. Obviously, if you have great landing pages, product pages that look super good, that are super detailed, designed very well, but you don't have the offer in place there, or the copywriting, which we're going to look at once we break down the pages right now, then it's not going to be worth it. You need to have great offers in place, and they do have one. So now let's actually focus on the product page breakdown, and let's start from their Daily Ultimate Essential, which is where they're sending most of their traffic and most of the eyeballs from their ad spend. Let's start from the announcement bar. They're mentioning the free shipping on all subscription, and they're also mentioning that benefit here in the subscription box, free shipping on United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and most of Europe. So obviously mentioning that benefit in both places, very important. Free shipping is a great benefit in any situation for any type of DTC brand. If you have free shipping, you need to use that benefit to your advantage. You need to mention it where it's actually relevant. So since it's active on subscription and they want to push on subscriptions and MRR, they're mentioning that in the subscription buy box. Always make sure that your offers are clear, that you lay down exactly all of the value your customers are getting. If you have a clear value or a clear kind of precise number for how much the shipping is worth, what you can do to make this even more relevant and even better is include the pricing they're saving by actually getting the free shipping with the subscription. So if on average your shipping is, let's say, $5, $6, $7, $8 or something like that, you can actually mention something where you put this into brackets. So you have brackets here and you're mentioning that you're saving or save like $9.99. If your shipping is $9.99, you can add the actual brackets there and mention the price for how much they're saving, and it makes it even more real and even more valuable for them to get the subscription. But then continuing to the structure, so on the left, we have the product images. And as you can see already from here, without even having them actually on here to break them down, you can see that they have great images in place. So they're using obviously Beckham as the main kind of lifestyle picture or lifestyle person or avatar behind the brand and behind the product. They have the supplement facts. They have a breakdown, a comparison table here between IM8 and AG1, which is they consider basically their main first competitor. And I would see the case for that. They have a comparison table between the two products. And as you can see, it's small, but you can see that they have a lot of points here. AG1 only covers the first two, which are these ones. And I can read them for your superfoods, greens, fruits, and herbs. They are included in both of them. Clinically dosed B vitamins, but then all other points of vitamin D, vitamin K2, and all of the other features of IM8, AG1 doesn't have, so they're using that immediately to attack the competition. They're showing the packaging. This next image shows some of the benefits you get from the product. The first one is energy, immunity, brain health, gut health, but we're going to see these breakdowns far more in depth once you scroll down the page. Let's focus on the above the fold first. So we have the title here, Daily Ultimate Essentials All-in-One Supplement. I think they could make this headline better by actually mentioning what you're getting or what's the case or what's the problem that this product is solving. They're mentioning their flavor here. They don't have different flavors, so the only one is acai and mixed berries. If they had more flavors, obviously they would have another selector here in the buy box with flavors there, but they only have one right now. They're mentioning immediately the price per serving and the price, good way of price anchoring people on understanding how much they're spending per serving and being able to compare it to other solutions that they're using if they're using them. 30 servings, one for each day of the month. They're using the above the fold clearly for action. They're focusing on action, as you can see, not a lot of space wasted on information. They're doing exactly what they need to do in the above the fold on our product page to actually sell the product. They mention engineered for peak absorption. This comprehensive formula replaces the need for 16 daily supplements with 92 nutrient-rich ingredients in one delicious drink. So the angle they're going for is obviously convenience and the benefit of not having to follow up with 16 daily supplements or take many different things because it's all included in here. Energy, immunity, and digest are the most important ones. So energy, immunity, and gut health. Unleash your natural energy, fortify your body's defense, and optimize your body's digestive health. They could have went a little bit more in depth with what these mean. These ones are a little bit broad. They could optimize the copy a little bit to make the USPs a little clearer. These ones are very general, are very overused, but in general, they're using the space here on the above the fold correctly. Some information, some bullet points, some USPs, but then they're focusing immediately after on the buy box, which is probably one of the best parts of this page. I like this buy box a lot. They're not wasting space. The offer is very clear. What you're getting is very clear, and the interaction and the feedback from how you interact with the buy boxes is super clear. So they have first step, select the format, so you can select the jar or the travel sachets. The pricing for the two is different, and they're giving here an option for both types of people. So there might be different customer avatars that have objections. For example, they want to use this on the move. They don't want to bring the jar with them wherever they go. So for those types of people that want to use this on the move, they have the sachets. The pricing per serving is slightly higher on those, but this way they don't get the objection of that section of customer avatar that wants to use this on the move. So they have those for both, but the one selected by default is the forever jar, which is the high, best for value price per serving. The servings are actually the same. The weight is the same between the two, and they're specifying this to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Everyone gets the same value if you get the jar or the sachets. Then they have point number 2, which is the plan. We've seen this while breaking down the offer. They have the 20% discount on the subscription, mentioning the servings immediately again here to make it clear. Most popular, most selected option. Obviously, they're pushing for the subscription, so they want this to be the most most popular option, and it's the one selected by default. So obviously if you're pushing whatever is the offer that you're pushing for, if you just make it selected by default, there's just a higher chance that people are going to go for it because it's what's selected by default. Pricing, price per serving, again, 30-day money back guarantee, only one highlighted between all of these USPs. It's very important. It's a very good guarantee to have for a risk reversal. Cancel or pause anytime for subscription, the free shipping one we've seen, and the free welcome kit, which is the signature red cup and the 5 travel sachets. So even more value you get here. So actually what I was mentioning before was wrong, because I thought these ones were only on the Beckham stack, but you actually also get these as a free welcome kit on the subscription. What they would do here to make this even clearer, to make this page even better, is I wouldn't have noticed, it's kind of a small point to have there for how much the value is for the welcome kit. I would actually include some kind of bigger banner, something here above the call to action or under the call to action, or something here, or a box here that mentions this extremely clearly, like having a banner that's super clear on what you're getting here and the value you're getting, because just giving out a signature red cup, 34 euros, and 5 travel sachets, 22 euros, for the price you're paying for the subscription, I think that's a big benefit to have. And so I think having just this line right here for the welcome kit offer, I think it's too little. I think they should have, as I've mentioned, a box or a banner, something right here or right here between the two, or just under here, that mentions exactly what you get with the welcome kit. So they write something like welcome kit, the value for each item, and then they would break down the pricing here, slash it down, and then have it as 0 or free here. I think they should add some kind of banner for the welcome kit, because this big value, this is a great offer to have on the subscription. And we have the one-time purchase, pricing, price per serving, very simple. You don't get all of the benefits you get with the subscription. Add to cart, mentioning the pricing again, 30-day money back guarantee, risk reversal mentioned. IMA checks all the boxes, so they're adding a little bit more information and proof and authority to the product. So third-party tested, non-GMO, all important things for people that are maybe hopping off AG1 or are considering this as an alternative, or for people that obviously aren't into supplements or want to be as healthy as possible. It's vegan, allergen-free, gluten-free, managing all of these objections immediately, no artificial flavors, no added sugars, no artificial sweeteners. So there's a good group of people that would have objected on these points right here. They're eliminating all of those objections immediately. They're giving even more authority and social proof to the product by mentioning people they're collaborating with to build and actually create the supplement. Mayo Clinic, NSF, Oxford University, obviously big names in the space, so important names to have there for recognition. And then mentioning ingredients. So they have an accordion immediately under the buy box with all of the information you would need about this. Super important to have all of this information here, because not all of the people or not all of the traffic is going to scroll throughout all of the page. So trying to give as much information as possible above the fold is obviously super important. So here they have an inline URL to see all of the supplement facts. They already have that here in the images, so you can see the supplement facts in the image carousel, but they are reiterating that here for people that don't go through image carousel. So they want to make sure that people know exactly what's included in the product, what they're getting for the price they're paying, and they're including that information here in the accordion. So mentioning the ingredients, they have some labels for saying, obviously, mentioning the fact that they're third-party tested, their product is third-party tested, how to enjoy and how to use the product, and tasting notes, what to expect from the unique flavor they have. This would be more important and more valuable if they had more than one flavor, but even if you have only one, which is their case, maybe giving an idea of how it tastes like is a good thing. So they have, after that, they have the ambassador. So with all the backing this product has, they can obviously afford to pay celebrities, pay relevant people to give kind of their backing and be an ambassador for the product. For example, one I recognize immediately here, Dustin Poirier. Obviously, if you have the resources and the backing to do this, it's super important. And if you can do it and include this stuff on your product page, you would obviously be able to do it and need to do it, because those are very highly relevant people and people that many different customer avatars follow and know about. So having that there helps with social proof and recognition. Then we go under the above fold. So we've seen all of the important offer buy box parts and how you should structure and build your offer in the above the fold. Now we see how to actually support your offer support, your product support, all of what's in the above the fold with the education information under the fold. So the first section, they're dedicating space here. They're mentioning clinically proven few results in 30 days. So they're setting you up for an expectation or a timeline of 30 days to see results. Every ingredient is third-party tested and NSF certified for sport, and steering is free from over 280 banned substances. So this here, they're targeting the angle of athletes or athletes that need to stay away from banned substances that are competing, so heavy metals, contaminants, and also the banned supplements, just by athletes and sports leagues including WADA, NFL, MLB, and NHL, and PGA. View third-party testing results, so you can see the results here. You can learn more. I would actually say that this is probably hurting their conversion rate or their click-through rate. If these buttons right here, if these call to actions are landing on a different page than the product page, then this, I would be fairly sure this is hurting their conversion rate or click-through rate. If you have call to actions like these or button like these on your product page, what you want to do is open them as a pop-up. So if they click, for example, on view third-party testing results, it opens up a pop-up that shows the results instead of going on a different page, and that's going to hurt less. But if you redirect them to a whole completely new page, then they're going to forget the actual goal, and you want to set the goal to be to get the product, to actually buy the product, add it to cart, and go to checkout on the product page. That's what the product page are for. So make sure if you have call to actions and buttons on your product page, that they open up pop-ups or some kind of way to show the information without landing on a different page. They're mentioning here some percentages, obviously always a good way to show information. They're super easy to read and to reference to. 90% of participants felt a noticeable boost in daily energy levels. 81% greater endurance, 67% felt less bloated and had improved digestion, and 62% saw visible changes health of their hair, skin, and nails. So this section here backing up all of that information, all of that ambassadors talking with actual data, actual results. And here they're mentioning 12-week randomized controlled clinical trial. Obviously, if you have the resources and the money to be able to do stuff like this, it's important. It adds even more context to why your product is the best option, more differentiation than competitors. And it just helps because customers get more and more sophisticated by the day, by the week, by the month, every year. Customers become more sophisticated. And in a space like supplements, in a niche like supplements, where the competition is fierce, there's a lot of competition. You need to be able to have those differentiation points. Continuing here, we have some handpicked reviews. So here, the one review that I actually want to go through is this one. As you can see, it beats AG1 in taste and results. You understand that these are handpicked because the first review you see here from all of the three is the one that talks about AG1. And as we've seen from the carousel, they're actually trying to attack directly their main competition, which is AG1. So this review mentions, I really wanted to love AG1, but let's be honest, the taste is hard to get used to. So here they're attacking the taste angle, which is probably AG1 tastes like green powder instead of actually tasting like something good you would enjoy drinking. I8, on the other hand, tastes great and actually makes me feel energized and focused. I didn't think I'd notice, and probably would continue with attacking all of the kind of angles that AG1 is priding themselves upon. They're attacking those angles here in this review. First one starting with taste. So that's obviously, if you want to directly attack your competition, having reviews like these help with that. They could kind of feel a little bit forced or maybe even made up, because the first one you see there in the first kind of carousel of reviews is one mentioning AG1, so it may feel like that, but it's a good way to attack the competition directly and mention benefits that they don't have. And if it comes from customers, then even best, it's even better for getting those results. The next section we have in place here is the comprehensive benefits section. So here they're mentioning actually how the product and what's the mechanism for the product to actually help you and solve the problems. And it wasn't important. Well, as you can see, it's all reversed, but you can kind of understand what's being mentioning here. So this one, for example, is mentioning immunity and all of the ingredients inside the product that help you with immunity. So in this case, this one would be vitamin C, vitamin D3, and all of these things. So each one of these sections is a health subcategory that the product or the mechanism helps you with. So this one is immunity, this one is energy, this one is brain health, for example, this one is hydrate, this one is heart health. And under each one of these subcategories, they're mentioning how effectively, like what's the feature of the product that's helps you with that, and they're listing that under each one of these benefits for each. After that, we get a section that I think is super important in this case when you build products that are kind of like a comprehensive solution for many different things about a space. In the supplement space, that would obviously be all of the many different ingredients and many different supplements out there that you could take. And here they're making the case one of their USPs is that if you got all of these things by themselves, so the monthly breakdown mentions multivitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, you would pay 43 euros for that. Superfoods, greens and fruits, you would pay 61 for that. Immunity, you would pay 25 for that. And there's a breakdown of all other prices here for all of the other things that are included in the product. So if you would pay for that the traditional way, you would pay 357 euros. If you pay for IM8, the essential, you get all of these things included and dosed in the right way and ready to use, fast to use, and easy to use for $95, which is less than 1/3 of the price you get from buying all of these things by themselves. And then here, the image I was mentioning at the top in the image carousel, they have a comparison and a direct attack to the competition, to IG1 in this case. So the things they're mentioning here is superfoods, greens and fruit, that is the first one, which also IG1 has. Clinical dose B vitamins, and IG1 also has. But then all of the other points out there are either not available in AG1. So for example, AG1 doesn't have vitamin D3. It has vitamin K2, but it's not disclosed. The dosage is not disclosed. So they're not just attacking what AG1 lacks, but also the dosages or what AG1 is claiming on for their products. So for example, one example here would be vitamin C, AG1 for 120 milligrams vitamin C, and IM8 has 900 milligrams, which is roughly 200% more than AG1. So for roughly the same price as AG1, or you can make the case that even if it's more expensive, IM8 is a better product overall. So in both cases, it would be kind of a no-brainer to go for IM8 if you read a comparison table like this and you were considering AG1. But yeah, having comparison tables like these super powerful. If you're not going to immediately attack your competition, you can mention these points without even having those names here. So you can mention something like other green juices or other products in the space, or you could have kind of the rough package of the product without actually showing it or mentioning it, and just showing it in a comparison table. There are many different ways to do this, but comparison tables in general on sales pages and product pages do help quite a lot. So after that, they have a key ingredient breakdown. So they first mention, as we've seen, the ingredients here in the comprehensive benefits section, but they don't really go in depth of like what each ingredient does and why you should take it and why you should go for IM8 for it. Here they actually make that breakdown, so more education about vitamins and minerals, how all of the included superfoods, greens, and all of that stuff helps you. Prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, heart health support. So they have basically the same breakdown that they have above for all of the health subcategories. They have that again, but now actually mentioning what is about each ingredient of the product. That's how helps you with what subcategory for the product. So they have the full ingredient list, the full breakdown here on the right, and then you can click here on the call to action to see the full ingredient list. I would assume and I would hope that this obviously is a pop-up. As we've mentioned, if you have call to actions throughout a product page, you would want these to be pop-ups and not redirect to a different page. Then more social proof, so trusted by physicians and nutrition experts. These are probably obviously also ambassadors for the product, so doctors, MDs and stuff like that, nutritionists and things like that back the product or take the product or try the product. Then what's inside, so here they're mentioning what's inside the subscription. So this section is what I was mentioning at the top for the buy box. I would probably not have like what's inside, so not this full entire section here, but at least mentioning, as I've said, this in the subscription box. So the welcome kit, having some kind of banner for it would help a lot with making the offer more appealing and just the perceived value higher for it. But here they have the full breakdown on what's inside. Also great to set expectations for what you're getting for the price you're paying. So you get the bonus travel sachet packs, the stainless steel signature red cup, the essentials jar, the refill pouch, the stainless steel silver spoon, and then you get also a welcome booklet with David Beckham welcome notes. So you get a lot of value for the price you're paying. If they just made it more clear, because there are even things that are not mentioned at the top here, if they made this even more clearer at the top in the buy box, it will make the offer even better. How to use section, fairly simple. With supplements, we already know how to use this. They have the breakdown actually here for the welcome kit. So they're not mentioning it above the fold or in the buy box, they're mentioning it here. Obviously a good breakdown to have. They have the breakdown in kind of fully laid out here. But again, having that banner above the fold for the welcome kit would help a lot with all of these things included here. This is exactly what I mentioned for the banner. So having the price on the left grayed out, and then a free or $0 on the right to make people understand the value that you're getting and how much you're saving at the end. Risk reversals guarantees, again, 30-day money back guarantee or the thing for the subscription, the backing from all of the ambassadors. Again, the only one I know here, Dustin Poirier, but again, different people in different spaces. This is also important. So Dustin Poirier, MMA, for example, Tim, biohacker, I don't know who these people are, but you know that they are, and you get the idea that they are from different kind of spaces. So to talk to different customer avatars, they have backing from different types of athletes, different types of people. So in this case here, Dustin Poirier MMA, David Nursen, I don't know this one, but performance coach, and all of these things, they're mentioning different customer avatars. So professional free diver they have here, they have a lot of different avatars and ambassadors to kind of target different segments of the market and to be relatable to those. And then they have a breakdown at the very end, some FAQs, breakdown of the actual kind of minds that formulated and helped with the product. So MDs, doctors, professors, and all of that stuff. This adds even more backing and social proof and authority to the product. FAQs, they have it quite low down the page. I would probably test having this far higher up the page. I think FAQs, they're super important. You can answer directly questions that customers and your avatar might have, that you know they might have after conducting research on a specific market segment or a specific market you're setting to. So they have these at the very bottom of the page before the footer. I would argue that having this higher up the page would help quite a lot with conversion rate and click-through rate. The last thing I want to mention here to make this even better is how they would upsell people or get people from the single product, so from the ultimate essential and the longevity, redirected to and upsold to the backup stack. You can do this in many different ways. The best way that would probably be, and the way that would perform the best, would probably be a post-purchase upsell. So in both of these cases, when you add them to cart and you go to the checkout and you order, after that you get a page or a funnel that upsells you to the backup stack and adds what you're missing to the cart and to your order. If not that, and if you can't like build or split test that, we've run these offer split tests for dozens of our 7 and 8 figure clients at the agency. So if you need help with split testing offers and things like that, then we'll go in the first link in the description and we can split test that for you to increase conversion rate and AOV. But if you can do that post-purchase, the two other best options are either on the product page itself, so you could have a kind of box here, something like that, with a toggle or a checkbox mentioning get the Beckham stack, so mentioning the Beckham stack and the pluses you get and how much you save here, so some kind of saving and price here. And then if you toggle the checkbox and you click add to cart, it adds the Beckham stack instead of adding the essential by itself. Or you can also do it on the cart, but there's a lot of issues about doing it in the cart. Not a lot of issues, but it doesn't perform as consistently from what we've seen from testing with all brands that we've tested for as on the product page or as a post-purchase. So needs to be a little bit of caution when testing these things on the cart. But in general, I think there needs to be some kind of way. Best one would be post-purchase upsell to drive people from the essential or the longevity supplement to the Beckham stack for higher AOV. That was it for today's video. If you implement some of these things I've mentioned in this breakdown, you should be able to increase your conversion rate and AOV. But if you don't do it right, or if you don't split test these changes, you might actually be hurting your metrics. So if you want to avoid that, you can book a free discovery call in the first link in the description with me. And on the call, I'll walk you through how we can implement our split testing strategy that has helped dozens of 7 and 8 figure brands at multiple 7 figures in revenue and increase conversion rate and AOV. So book a call with the first link in the description for that. And in the second link in the description, you can subscribe to my email list today. And in the first email you receive, you'll get a 60-page PDF of how you can implement a split testing system from A to Z for your brand. Step-by-step breakdown with everything included. So if you want that, subscribe to my email list in the second link in the description. See you in the next video.